What's up, everybody? This is Lazy Farmer Kurt H here. How you doing, Bob? I apologize. You were mentioning that you had seen got to witness that cab forward coming out of Oakland, so I just assumed you were still in the Bay Area. But anyway, as it is, have a good day. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. All right. So, like the title says here, it is the Trona Project, episode 4. And we're looking at the head end of the motive power for Trona Railway, getting ready to head down into the valley, down into Trona itself. We'll be stopping by the U.S. Naval Base there, which is represented by like some team tracks, and that's about all really, because once again, in Run 8, it's not about the scenery. It's about the trains and how they operate. So we'll be dropping some cars off for the United States Navy. It's their China Lake proving grounds. And then from there, we're going to be heading in. And I have a feeling that most of this consist we have is going to be left at the West End facility. We may have a few cars remaining at the other end, down in the Trona facility, and I think the other one was Argyle off the top of my head. I believe it's the Argyle facility. Those are the two facilities down there. And then at that same point, actually, I've got three, count them, three unit trains staged and standing by, one for coal, one for acid, and one that's nothing but the open hoppers. And we're just going to AI those. I'm going to send those on their way off stream. We're just going to get them going. To at least they're going to make it to the Mojave Yard, and then we'll leave out of the Mojave Yard and bring them straight here. Probably not even stopping. Well, same thing. I mean, if we follow the rules out here, those unit trains will come as far as this yard here. This is the Searles Yard that we're in right now. It's like kind of a, I won't say it's a halfway point, but we'll just call it the halfway point between Trona and the Mojave Yard. And you can see kind of off here in the distance, that's our road power staged for any cars that need to go back to Mojave, and eventually they'll take them off to West Colton where they'll be sorted and shipped out. So Trona Railway operates between the Searles Yard and the Trona facilities. So the Trona power can park here on the east leg of the Y. The Union Pacific Road power can park on the west leg of the Y. Trona power cannot enter the tunnel, so they can go as far as the tunnel entrance, but they can't if they need to. But they can't go into the tunnel. And as far as Union Pacific is concerned, this is the main line. This is the Union Pacific main line, so they can go down this leg here, but they can't go down this way. This is heading out to Trona, and that's the way we're going to go. So let me go ahead and let's get started. I'm going to get back down to the ground here, get out of drone mode. So, all right. So, Bob, I said, you're not in the Bay Area. So, enlighten me. Where then are you located? So I don't make an assumption like that again, because you know what to say about assuming. All right, we got these fired up. Yeah, we're going to be doing the same thing here. That's like, easy way outside the cab. You can start these manually, but on these SDs, you can start in the cab, but you still got to come out. You still got to come out here, and you got to come to this panel anyway. So I'm just going to go right to the panel, start all locomotives, automatically connect all MU lines, and set up all distributed power units. We don't have any distributed power on us. We got 6 units all in a row here. Then we have all circuit breakers on, automatically turn all circuit breakers on, automatically set all air brakes, and got those all set up. End of train device we are not even going to bother with. You're in Sacramento. Oh, okay. I used to live in Woodland. So, gotcha. So then okay, that's right. You're in Sacramento, and then of course we were talking about the Sacramento Railroad Museum there. Which, you know what, I think tomorrow, I'm off for the next 2 days. I don't go back to work because of the surgery until Thursday. I'm thinking tomorrow or Wednesday, I may take a train ride up to Sacramento and go spend some time at the museum again. Like I said, I need some new t-shirts, so might as well go. Just make a spur of the moment. I got nothing else better to do other than hang around here, make Run 8 videos, paranormal videos, Lord of the Ring videos. So, alright, so what we gotta do is we're gonna pull this forward. I want to make sure my switch is, because I'm gonna try, guys. This is it. This is easy. I mean, I am not going to mess up. I'm going to try to be professional and do it the right way. Make sure that my switches are all aligned. And we're going to see, this is a mistake right here. I don't want to go that way. I want to go this way. And then we're going to go straight through this switch because that is a dead-end sighting, and I don't want to get stuck with a consist heading that way. So I want to make sure I go down the main line this way, and then we're going to head on out. So first thing I got to do is slowly pull these forward and then back in and connect to this string of cars, and then we're going to drag it all out to the Trona area. So then, okay, so how are things looking? I mean, down here in the Central Valley, you're in the northern part of the Central Valley. kind of a chilly morning. It's nice. I love this weather right now. Oh, you know what? I mean, I just saw something here. Let me get rid of this. We know. There it is. Long way. Okay, got rid of it. Yeah, no, this is like nice, beautiful fall weather, man. You can't ask for anything better than this. You can, but you're not going to get it. Okay, everything's good. We're all good. Let me get my telemetry up. There we go. Do you guys like the yellow? Sometimes I find that the yellow for me is easier to read against the blue background and against darker background. But I can change colors. I mean, we can change it to red, to green, whatever, blue. But I find the yellow's a little bit easier for me to read. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to put it in the forward. And we are, well, it's not registering now because I'm moving, but you can kind of see we're on a downhill grade. So because we're on a downhill grade, I'm going to get ready to go into dynamics. And what I want to do is I want to give it a notch just to get it started. And I'm going to release the brakes, release the parking brakes. We're all aired up. Main reservoir, equalizing reservoirs at 90, brake pipes at 89. It wants to move. It wants to move. As the air is going through the drain, there it goes. And now what I'm going to do is, because we're going downhill, I'm going to get ready with the dynamic brakes here. Ooh, you can hear them cut in. You know, the crossing guards haven't even come down. I had 3 more, so I just realized that. It's my train, it's my railroad, I can do whatever I want. This switch here. So right now, like I said, I'm going to let it go till about the 15th of October, but I've got the pole going in the channel. If I was to move off of, and I am not, this is all part of Southern California, but if I was to move away from the Northern California for my virtual model railroad, where should I move to? And right now, Southern California choice is leading with the Norfolk Southern Pittsburgh line in second place. So, and I'm okay. I mean, I'm okay going to Southern California. That's fine. It's just that everybody seems to be down here, and I know a lot of people are like, they're playing around with the Norfolk, the NS Pittsburgh line just because it's brand new. Gamers are fickle that way. But you're just seeing the screenshot? Oh, you know what? You're right. Hang on. Boom. And I just realized, oh my goodness, I picked the wrong one. I picked Derail Valley by mistake. There it is. Okay, so I said I wasn't going to screw up, but I guess I screwed up on, well, at least I screwed up on the stream itself. Not so much the, so far I haven't screwed up on running. Give me time. I'll mess up somewhere. Is that better, Bob? What would I do without you? So, also got to apologize, everybody. I am so sorry. I did say I was going to do this one over the weekend, but you know, daughter calls, dad, come play video games with me. And, you know, I did some. It was a demonologist paranormal, which I had to delete that stream. I didn't get a ding, but apparently YouTube didn't like the music that was coming out of that particular game. So they kind of gave me a warning, so I deleted it. I had to delete it. Alright, let's see if we can get this thing slowed down, because we're coming to the end. We gotta back this thing up. Come on, don't come to a stop on me yet. And this weekend, well, at least Sunday this weekend, is going to be a fairly busy weekend. My son's supposed to come up. He wants to come to church with me. I'm good with that. Let's do that. We're going to hang out. He's having some challenges right now. So Dad and him are going to have some conversation, which is needed. Whoops. Get out of that. Here we go. I'm going to give it a couple notches. Now we're trying to push this thing uphill. Here it comes. We're gonna get these two connected, and I gotta double check my air brake cheat here. Let's turn off air and angle cocks. I'm just gonna connect the hoses, and we'll let the train air up like it's supposed to. No brakes yet. We're letting gravity take care of it. We're under 5 miles an hour. Getting down about 3, like where I like to be when I go to couple. All right. Brakes on. And let's go ahead and connect. Set that to a partial, and is that open? Yeah. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and go down to the back end of the train. That is open. Let's close that. There we go. Airflow coming up. I'm going to go to the head end of the train. And just because I want to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to release the brakes so I can get those cars filled up. I'm going to set handbrakes on all my power unit here. There we go. Alright, so those 4 boxcars are going to the Navy. Everything else, and of course I don't have a shoving unit. I need a shoving unit. I'm going to have those tank cars right up against the locomotives. No, we don't do that. Airflow still at 105. Wait for that to come down to about 70, between 60 and 70. Let's see, where am I at? Tank. Whoops. Ah. There we go. Okay. And yeah, borax Borax, borax, borax. So these are all open hoppers for going to the borax plant. The other open hoppers in front of the coal cars are going to the potash plant. And so we're going to load up the west end facility before we head into the main facility, and then everything remaining will be dropped at the remaining facility. And we'll park the locomotives down there, and then we just got to wait for the next 3 strings of cars to come in. And the next one is going to be coal. I got to bring the coal in because we've got some coal, but not a lot. This plant needs coal. That's what they use to fuel the production. All right, let's go ahead. All right, brake cylinders. I forgot to hit F7, make sure all my hoses were connected. So, brake pipe slowly coming up. Oops. Stop it. Hitting the wrong key. Alright. Notch up, get all those locomotives running at about 3, notch 3 there. Get the compressors working. Meanwhile, the few people that live out in this valley, that's it right there. That's all of them right there. They're all coming home from work or trying to get to the plant, either or. Or trying to get out to one of the main movie sets. So, here's some good news, maybe. I was talking to, I got a hold of my friend, Farmer Lord. I was talking about on my stream that, I think it was one of my Lord of the Rings streams. He is waiting to find out if he has lung cancer. He's got a couple of more tests to do. Get a biopsy, have it take a look at it, and hopefully, I'm praying that he's not. My prayers go out to him. I had a long conversation with him about various different things, but part of that conversation was Run 8. And he actually went to the website and was actually looking at it because we had talked about it a long time ago, and he wasn't really interested in it. Well, I guess he started looking at some videos, and we were talking about, hey, just start with the base game. And I'm like, the thing about Run 8, where it really shines, is in the multiplayer. And I'm like, there's a lot of multiplayer servers out there. As a matter of fact, you get when you buy the base game, you get the server as well too. So you can actually host your own server. And I told him, I said, we can do, if you don't mind me streaming it, we can do some things where you're on. I can fire it up. You're on my server, and I can what little knowledge I have about Run 8, I can help teach you because there is a huge learning curve. And, I sent him the links to my videos because I used to stream on Twitch. He used to be a big Twitch streamer. I have moved from Twitch, and I even over the weekend, I even set Restream up, and I'm still debating if I want to go back and stream to both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Still not quite there yet. I think right now I'm just going to stay on YouTube. I think it's a better audience. I think it's a bigger audience. So anyway, so I'm hoping he does. I'm kind of hoping he does because he's a good guy. We all have our challenges. So, but he's a good guy, and you'd love to do a series of me teaching somebody how to play in this simulator, because ultimately I think that would benefit you guys, especially you people that are sitting on those players that are sitting on the fence about whether they want to buy Run 8 or not. So that's where I'm hoping that's going to happen. I am, and I even offered to buy it for him. Look at it, tell me what you want to do. You know, I'll buy you the base game. Everything else is going to be on you. I'll buy you the base game. So we'll see what happens. And we'll see what happens. I'm still waiting for this to air up. How we doing? Let's take a look. Brake pipe is slowly coming up. See, now here's... I'm going to try something here. Do I have anything else that's open? Because it's... I don't think so, because I mean, I hit the F7 cheat, which is you come down here. There's the F7 air brake cheat. I can do all air hoses, and angle cocks. I make everything right as the train sits. And I went to the back of the train and closed that angle cock off. I just want to connect the air hoses, because I mean, if not, you're walking each individual car to connect the air hoses. And on a train this long, that's a lot of air hoses. And you're going to spend a lot of time lacing it up. Now in the real world, yeah, you got to do that. You know, so we are coming down. We're down at, we're down to 94. So we just got to wait for it to air up. I want to try something here. I'm going to come off the notch and see if it airs up any faster. I just waiting to see if it was kind of a glitch or does it make a difference. I know there's some videos out there, guys. Hey, notch it up to 1 or 2 or 3. Get those, get those compressors working, So, and I am torn. I'm not seeing, like right now. I'm on notch 0 right here, and it's, let me pull down to where it's darker. I might be able to, you guys might see it a little better. So I'm on 0 right now. All right. And it looks like it's dropping a little bit faster than if I hadn't anyway. But I'm waiting for this to come up, and I also like to get my main reservoir up over 100 as well too. Equalizing reservoirs and the brake pipes those are going to be 90. That's the pressure that's in the brake pipe. That's the pressure that's in the equalizing reservoir. But we need to, when airflow stops, we get down to 70, I can open it up all the way. It's going to come back up again, go back down, and we're going to have 90 pounds all the way through the pipe eventually. So, but right now, all this air that's filling the pipe is coming from the main reservoir. Not so much the compressors. The compressors are actually filling the main reservoir. So I'll go back up to 3 and see if it does anything. I mean, you look, I notched up to 3 and look at it. I mean, the airflow just went back up again. So, but main reservoir is climbing. So we're gonna let it go. We'll leave it at 3 and see what happens. This is just gonna take a while. So yeah, I do. I mean, anyway, going back to Farmer Lord. I mean, kind of crossing my fingers. It was an interesting Sunday morning. Yeah, I did go to church. And had this really strong thing. I need to call Robert, who is another gamer friend of mine who lives the next town over, and Farmer Lord had to. I need to talk to both of them, and so I call Robert and find out he's in the hospital. They don't know he's got something going on with his heart, and they don't know what it is. I think for him it's stress. He holds a lot of stuff in, so I'm thinking, is it stress, dude? You need to learn to let stuff go. We've had that conversation. So I got prayers going out to him, prayers to Farmer Lord. So we'll see how it goes. Robert has no interest in this. In fact, I have to kind of admire Robert. He's got 5 girls. A couple of them I think one went off to college. One or two of them are in high school, and a couple of them are in junior high. And he and his wife were like huge gamers. We played Lord of the Rings online together. Then they went off and played. I mean, he does play some Diablo, and I'm just not into that game. I don't like that particular viewpoint that you play in that game, which is I don't know what they call that. It's top-down view. I don't like that. And so anyway, that's they're doing that, but he's spending a lot of time. I mean, when they go play games, they're playing card games. They're playing board games with the family. Him and his wife made that, hey, we need to get back and reconnect with our kids. So I admire them for that. My daughter's out of the house. She's living in a whole different state. My son he lives with his mom, but he's busy running a huge chicken ranch, and he's still in high school. I mean, he's got a business going that is, the high school's making a lot of allowances because they actually went and took a look at what he's doing business-wise, and he's doing it through FFA, which is Future Farmers of America, and they're like, you know what? Most FFA kids, like 99% of the FFA kids, don't take things to this level. This is a whole new level. This is a whole new thing for him. And so he goes to the state fair. He gets long streams of awards. Every fair he goes to, he gets a string of awards. He's being very, very successful, and he's putting a lot of time and effort in it. But both his mom and me were looking at everything he's trying to do, and he's doing really good there, but he's failing in other areas of his life. So it's okay. You might need to back off on that a little bit. You're not doing things quite right over there. If your faith life is failing, which is why he wants to come up and start attending my church. Your faith life is changing. Your sports life is changing because you're supposed to be playing football. Your academic life is the biggest one out of all of them. That's failing. So yeah, this is going to be, Sunday is going to be a good time. We're going to have some fun, but it's also, we're down to 67 here, guys. I'm monologuing. Okay, we're coming up on the main reservoir. We're down to 67. We're going to open up that coupler all the way. All right. That's it. And then what I want to do is I want to go, that's back in front end. I want to go here and make sure that these should be open all the way up here too. Still want to make sure. Yeah, they're open. Okay, good. Okay, guys. We're on our way. We're good enough to go. Main reservoir is high enough. We're below 60. Why not? Oh. All right. All these are on, but I want to come down here and pan the lights on so you guys can see them better. And even though it's daytime, I turned the gauge lights on and the overhead light right up there, turned it on. So, all right. Oh, I did. I'm not even in the notch yet. I just took the handbrakes off, and because of the downhill, we're in a 1.5% downhill grade. We're rolling. I'm just going to let gravity kind of take it. In fact, let's go put it in the forward, and I am going to set up and put it in dynamic just to be on a little bit on the safe side. Let's see, what was our track speed in this area? Oh, it's 10 miles an hour. All right. Now we're already up to 15, so dynamics on. I like that old water tower back for the steam days. Should I stop and get it filled up? Why is this all blurry? Is there a graphics thing? Or is it depth of field? It was depth of field was on. I was playing around with some of the settings. Yeah, it was actually, like, I have to admit, the new video card has helped out. I mean, if you guys look real deep into this, the Jaggies are kind of on the gone side, but they're still there. I know that some of the other games that I play are clear, crystal clear. So I know now it's no longer the video card. The video card issue has been resolved with a brand new video card. So now it's down to Run 8. Okay, and I've played with the anti-aliasing feature in Run 8, and I'm on the one that gives me the best look. I'm honestly starting to think that Run 8 needs to do something. Here we go, we're down below 10 miles an hour. Okay, dude, you need to leave me alone. Sorry, taking a drink. So I'm actually kind of thinking that it's time for Run 8 to maybe come out with version 4, something with some improved graphics. I don't care about scenery. Like I said, in Run 8, it's not about the scenery. It's all about how the physics of the trains. Look at that, we're getting pushed, man. Look at that. All these cars, man, it's all green, man. We're not stretching any couplers. All these cars are pushing on us. Track speed's still at 10. We're at 10, so I'm going to leave this up until track speed. Because I think track speed overall out here is 25, but we're in a yard lead. So and of course, like I always said, in railroading, you never do anything fast. Look at we're not even out of the yard yet. There's the red lights for the crossing right there. So I guess the back end is technically out of the yard, but we're off the crossing, so the cars can go. But yeah, no, we got a ways to go yet. There we go. All right, track speed's now 25, so I can. Came off of dynamics a bit. You can just see how steep it is as we're dropping down into the valley. So this is all. There's our yard limit sign right there. We're up to 20 miles an hour. I'm going to try to keep it between 20 and 25. We're over now. Telemetry says 27. We're looking about more like 28. Almost full dynamic. Okay, now we're dropping. $24. Yeah, we go. Okay. We're playing with the dynamics here a little bit, back and forth, feathering it out, trying to just keep it under control. Really dark green up here. Let's take a look. What road was that? Oh, I need Mojave, Trona. I'm going to the Depot Plus. I've tabbed out, and I'm actually going down to the Depot Plus site, and Searles Yard. So that should have been the Trona Road. The Navy sighting should be coming up here pretty soon. Keep an eye out for that. .6, so got a little steeper. It's gonna be interesting pulling loaded whole string of loaded cars up this, because what goes down must come up. Backing off on my dynamics just a tad, trying to get the speed to come back up again, because when I tapped out we dropped down to about almost 10 miles an hour, and it is taking some of the pressure off the couplers, but too much pushing force can also damage them as well too. Still have a partial on? What are you talking about? Not on my end. Alright, we're going back up again, so come back on the dynamics. Bob is like my personal engineer coach. I love it. Bob, you're the best. jump up. I'm going to send the drone out here. See how far. Actually, this might be the Trona Road right here. Pinnacles, Pinnacles. Oh, we got a ways to go for the Navy Yard. Okay. Navy Yard's right there, so when I can see those pinnacles in the distance, then that is time for me to start worrying about stopping. Not now, though. Come on. 15.5. There we go. We're starting to increase now. Come on up. So I have auto on. This is an uncontrolled area of the map. So this is a the Trona add-on pack. So it adds it to as a connecting point to the Mojave map. And the actual lead just says you exit, and I guess starting heading west, I think it is, or east, out of the Mojave Yard. You can actually get out here. So this is, oh, I'm going too fast. So uncontrolled. I think there is a defect detector out here somewhere. But the only train that's on this run is me. I don't have to worry about anybody coming at me or coming up behind me. Or coming from the left, coming from the right. All that kind of good stuff. So what we're going to do is when we get closer to the Navy Yard, like I said, when you start seeing the pinnacles, and that's what they're called out here in the Trona Valley, is the pinnacles. They're actually kind of famous. They're, I was looking it up, and even was it Lady Gaga actually did a shoot out here for one of her music videos, and the pinnacles were a backdrop to it. I think anytime you see a movie, especially like the old Western movie like that, and it's supposed to be like maybe the desert area in New Mexico or Arizona, it's filmed out here. In fact, I was going to say that when I was talking to my buddy Farmer Lord, he used to be long haul truck driver. He had been contracted, went into Hollywood, grabbed a rig, drove it out here, and then they unloaded that trailer and loaded up portions of a set, and it was all for the movie Pale Rider, the Clint Eastwood movie. So you can look it up. There's a lot of movies out here. I do have a question out there. I'm going to give you the answer. No matter what one you pick, it's the right answer. Put a question on the website. So it's just for fun. But the poll is there. I definitely want the poll. I mean, like I said, that'll go to October 15th. So now at my virtual model railroad, I've been running it. I have taken a break to do this Trona project, but the virtual model railroad is is Northern California. So the Roseville Yard, the Davis Yard in Roseville, California, up and over the Sierra Mountains, down to the Sparks Yard and that's been like my virtual model railroad. Well, if I want to move from a virtual model railroad and create a whole new area, where do I want to go? Do I want to stay there? Do I want to go to Southern California, which is huge, and there's so much to do in Southern California? And I don't think people realize that with this. If you look at the California map, the DLCs, all the combined DLCs cover from basically the Searles Yard, which is in Fresno, which is about an hour south of me, all the way out, Barstow, out to Needles, Seligman, Arizona, almost down to Long Beach. And it covers LA, all the yards and everything for both BNSF and Union Pacific. So you have those two networks that are in the Southern California DLC, and it all starts with the base map. $50 will get you the base game, and that's Needles, Barstow Yard, which is a BNSF, Burlington Northern Santa Fe Yard. So you could actually, have some fun pushing cars over the hump. Something kind of relaxing about that sometimes. Also gives you the Yermo Yard, which is not a hump yard, and if you're going to do anything, it's going to be flat switching. But that's where all these cars started, whereas it was in the Yermo Yard. That's episode 1 of the Trona project. So I brought them from the Yermo Yard through, we bypassed the Barstow Yard, and then came into Mojave and stopped at the Mojave Yard. Episode 2 was flat switching these cars in so that they were blocked, just to make it easier for delivery. Episode 3 was getting it from the Mojave Yard to the Searles Yard, and here we are, episode 4, taking the train from Searles Yard to the actual industries and putting the cars where they belong. So, and then we're going to do a few more episodes just to get a flavor for the Trona area, and that's, like I said, I've got 3 unit trains that I want to get out here. So, at least 3 more episodes, as we get the unit trains out here, I'm going to fill up the little loop yard that they have out here and make sure that we have all the industries like full of cars. So it looks like we're doing something out here, and then we'll figure out where we're going to go. Now, if you've been following my channel, and maybe I need to explain this more, I think I will in my channel description. I think I will make a note of that here, to go in and that I treat Run 8 as my virtual model railroad. And this was born out of, before I purchased Run 8, I found out about it, was looking for a train simulator. This is the one that I like the best, because of the operations side of it, not the scenery. I don't want to do scenarios. I looked at, I spent a lot of time this weekend looking at different train simulators, and as soon as I see the word scenario, I'm done. Okay, I don't want to have it end. I want it to continue. I want to keep doing whatever it is I'm doing, and that's what I can do with Run 8. Is that I can work here, like right now I'm working Trona. If I'm in Southern California, I'm working Trona, or I can go and maybe I'll go work the LA yards, or I can go bring a bunch of trains that mixed manifest trains into the Barstow Yard, push them over the hump, build them into other trains to take them to different yards like Bakersfield, because there's a BNSF flat yard in Bakersfield. There's also a Union Pacific flat yard in Bakersfield. There's a lot of locals that can run. There's locals that run out of the Barstow Yard. There's locals that run out of almost every single yard that's that's on all these maps. I can do whatever I want. I can also manipulate the industries. Try to keep a car on a map. So if I'm gonna, these cars, I'm gonna use this Trona as an example. Say they have they're going to fill up these covered hoppers with borax and potash. Well, maybe in Southern California, I could have a industry that makes fertilizer. Well, one of the ingredients of fertilizer is potash. So then now I have these cars going to that industry. And then when it's done, that industry can send the cars back to here. So you can kind of do that, which is what you do on a model railroad anyway. Not all your cars are going to leave the model railroad. They're going to, your holding area on the model railroad is going to be limited. We can kind of simulate that. That's what I try to do with Run 8. And like I said, it was, okay, there's the house. So shortly, I think after we go around the bend, we're going to see the pinnacles, and we're going to start slowing down to a point where I can bring the train to a stop. We'll go back and set some handbrakes on, a bunch of handbrakes, because we're almost at 2% downhill grade. That's crazy. We're going to set a bunch of handbrakes so the train doesn't run away with us. And then we're going to go pull off the 4 boxcars and stick them in the sidings, and then we're going to leave. Then we'll go back, reconnect, and we'll continue on. And then our next stop after that will be the West End facility. So, but that's what, anyway, going back to the virtual model railroad, that's how I treat it. And like I said, I was watching some videos, and I'm thinking of one individual in particular that was really on a stream, was really running down Run 8. And I just realized I'm looking at the sun in the window. Let me go ahead. Boom! It is October 2nd. I just brought the time on the game. That's something you can do here. Once again, I'm going different places here, but I just used my system time. So right now it's October 2nd, and it's about 12:15 in the afternoon. I can also, if I want to keep it there for stream purposes, I can freeze time. It'll not advance, or you can let it go and it will advance. And oops, I'm slowing way down way too much. It'll advance and just like this, as it is. And the weather's fairly dynamic. I think it would be kind of interesting if they could pull local, what the local weather is in this area. That's asking a lot. But hey, if it's raining in Trona right now, it should be raining in the game. That's just me. But anyway, going back to the virtual model railroad, watching an individual just tear apart the simulator, and it wasn't anything that really had anything to do with the simulator itself. It was, one, he was putting a server up, and nobody was coming to a server. Well, if you don't advertise it, nobody's going to come. And so he was kind of crying about that. And then, in my opinion, he was trying to reinvent the wheel, and he was trying to do everything all at once in all the Southern California DLCs, and was getting nowhere fast. And so he was kind of crying about that. That's not That's not Run 8's problem. You can only do one thing at one time. Pick something and just play with it for a little bit. Hence the Trona project. I'm picking Trona, and the next thing, if I do something on Southern California, I might, honestly, the LA yards, I've done nothing down there. So I may go down there and go, okay, what do I need to do? And do the same thing. I'm going to work the BNSF, Los Angeles, BNSF Los Angeles project. I'm just throwing out ideas. But that's the same thing of me walking into my house, going to my virtual basement, looking at the railroad. What do I want to do today? Do I want to work on scenery today? Well, then I'm going to sit down. I'm going to make on a real model railroad. I'm going to sit there. I'll build tracks, build switches, fix trees, whatever. In Run 8, I'm going to look at the industries. Okay, I'm going to plan out I'll work on the AI trains. Which ones I want to have to add life to it. I will take the AI and let's free up and make some more trains go by. I'm seeing little notifications up here. That's because I have auto engaged. there's trains. I'm not on here because I'm, here's Mojave, and it comes, Trona's out in this area on this dispatching board. This is not a map, this is a dispatching board. But here I've got trains. I got AI trains coming in. Here's Barstow. I got two things sitting. Oh, I'm sorry. This is West Colton. I got 2 trains sitting in West Colton. What are they doing there? I can go take a look at them. Or here, look at Barstow's full. Oh my God, Barstow needs help. So that might be my next thing. Is working my next project in my virtual model railroad. I'm gonna go clean up Barstow. What do I got to do to clean that up? All right. Still not seeing the pinnacles yet, so keeping an eye out for those. And by the way, I don't know if anybody noticed, but also on my channel too, I actually added a link to that YouTube video, and I found some more. I'm going to add them up so for some rail fanning of what was going on out in Trona, so you can get an idea of what it's really like out there. It's, in those rail fans, if you're a fan of the desert, I'm not, you're going to love it. It all depends on how you, like I said, it really depends on how you approach Run 8. Run 8's a fantastic train simulator. I think, once again, my opinion, the best, as far as operating trains, the best train simulator out there. It's wide open. It's your railroad. Do what you want. But there's so much, and it's all operates in real time. So don't think you can sit down and AI a train from point A to point B, because honestly that's very finite. But the developers left it open so that you can actually manipulate those files. And I learned the hard way when I first started playing. I did an AI from Barstow to Vacaville, and I tagged it right, and auto got it there. But then once it hit the Vacaville yard, it didn't automatically go into the yard. I was expecting that. That was bad on me. Okay. Trains, if you route a train into the Barstow yard, then it auto will route it into the train into the receiving yard, because those switches are, for lack of a better description, computer controlled. They're auto controlled. So he can get him into the receiving yard in Barstow. He can get it into the receiving yard in West Colton. But Vacaville, they're manual throw switches. Auto can't control those. So, but there's a little trick you can do. And I talked about it on a previous video on how to do that. And I showed it, I think it was episode 1. When I pulled the train into Mojave, how to AI the train into Mojave and have it stop in the Mojave yard. You have to throw the switches so that the train will go into the yard. But then the switch at the end of the tracks that you put the train on, that switch at the end has to be thrown against the train. The AI will stop accordingly. But if you don't do that, it'll go right in the yard, go right back out the yard, and then take off, and then now you're looking for your train. Where did it go? So there's things that there's planning.
1.76. Ooh. Alright, so just like I said, I saw the house. That was my first thing I'm looking for. The next one, as soon as I think it's around this bend, as soon as I see the pinnacles, then I know it's time to start slowing down and get ready to, so I can go put those cars in the Navy Yard. How's everybody doing today? I'm almost 30 miles an hour. I better slow down. So I'm trying to decide. I have to now. I mean, I've been today I was doing some chores, including laundry. Got my chores done, and then I was just waiting for my laundry to get done in the dryer. I was sitting down looking on my tablet, and I'm thinking I'm gonna start exploring the Norfolk Southern map. They have a map up on the depot website, but there's not a lot of detail. I noticed that there was a small update to where they, in one of the yards, and I can't tell you which one it is right now. I mean, I could tab out and look, but I'm not going to. We're starting to level out. 1.3 level. We're still on 1% downhill grade, so it's just not as steep. It was almost 2% there for a minute. But I mean, I want to go in and I want to start exploring it, because a lot of times what I do, and maybe I should show this to you. I'll set a stream up to show you guys what I do. And it's not to reinvent the wheel. It's just more organizational. So I take what the depot has, but I rework it into XML files. No, not XML, I'm sorry, Excel files, or actually I use Google Sheets or LibreOffice, whichever. And it's mostly just so that I could have everything on one page, where I don't have to scroll. That's my biggest thing. I just don't want to scroll. I want to be able to look and cross-reference. So I kind of redesign it for myself. Well, right now there's no reference pages for the Pittsburgh line. So I'm thinking about really looking at it, and near as I could tell, the way, just on an initial glance, the way that line looks is that it is, come on down. We're less than 1% now. How about that? But anyway, it seems to me like Norfolk Southern, the through trains. I mean, it's a 60-mile run, so I mean, you can get in there and actually drive a train from one end of the map to the other in just a couple hours. It's really nice. But then, you know, and all the industries are worked by little short line railroads. R.J. Corman is one that comes to my mind. And so I kind of want to get in there, and like I said, there's no industries, and so it's going to be one of those things I might just dive into it and start working it into an Excel file. And I'm not going to lie, I'm kind right now, once again, it's because it's new, I'm kind of partial about going to that particular map as far as my virtual model railroad is concerned. But I also want to do the same thing with CSX down in the southeast or even the northeast, something different. The challenge there is because here in Union Pacific land or in BNSF land, it's very easy for me to understand. There's the pinnacles right there. So I'm making around the turn here, and I'm going to start slowing down as we get into the turn. I think I see the Navy Yard right there. I think I see it right there. I'm not sure. But we're going to start slowing down here. I'm going to like full dynamics to bring it down to a stop here. I'm trying to stay off the brakes. So, but anyway, CSX, Norfolk Southern, how they tag their trains is a mystery to me. Union Pacific and BNSF makes sense to me because it's basic. BAR is Barstow. FRS is Fresno. So if I'm going to send a train on the BSF network from Barstow to Fresno, okay, and if it's a supply train, okay, M for Manifest, BAR, Barstow, FRS, Fresno, and then dash, and then the day's date, and we're good. I mean, I know what auto's going to get at the Fresno. Now, stopping in Fresno is a different story, hence the previous discussion. Right there, okay. And we're back to a 1%. So, but we're still... I don't want to stop all the way back here. I want to stop pretty much closer to it. So let's get some speed back up again. And of course, going through that curve, it's the train's going to want to go off to keep going this way, so it's binding up against the rails, and that helps slow us down as well too. But anyway, so Union Pacific kind of the same way, but they use a 2-letter code. And they kind of rely on, well, you might have FR for Fresno, but then it might also be, FR might be just randomly saying for Frisco, Texas as well too. And it's based upon the location of the train where it determines if FR means Fresno or, if the train needs to go to Fresno, they'll send it to West Colton, which is WC. So, and then from there it would go to Fresno. And that makes sense to me. But when I look at CSX and it's a K269, what does that mean? I know K means something. Might mean a supply train. So it just, like I said, then that's the stuff that I kind of want to dive into and try to figure out. And then Norfolk Southern's a whole different ball of wax. So was it 10G, 11V, and I'm like, okay, what does that mean? What's their logic behind that? If I remember correctly, when I looked at this, yeah, we're good here, good there, but I want to back into here, so I'm going to try to stop with the locomotives in this section right here. So, that's why I want to, if you're the fans, say Southern California, then I'll go to Southern California. But I will do some on Norfolk Southern. I will do some there Okay, we're coming to a stop now. Let me come off dynamics a little bit and keep just a little bit. Okay. 10-pound reduction. We are slowing down. Come on. Don't start picking up speed on me. And there we go. Alright. Let's hit the ground. Okay, where's that? Brake. 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 Probably more than plenty, but hey, pretty steep grade. Alright, take that one. We'll close that off. Open the coupler. I will not bottle the air. That's against the rules. Okay, we are going to go... Oh, no, I had it right. Go that way. And then we'll go into this one first. And we'll drop 2 on this track and 2 on that track. Okay, and... we're off of this. Alright. Reverse. Come on back. Hit the brakes a little too soon. And a little too much. I might be able to put all 4 in this siding. That would be cool. Kind of wonder if I could or not. Certainly don't want to put it up against the bumper, but it's going to be close. I think I can get all 4 on this one siding. That'll be good. Okay, I'm okay with that. Come on back. Got a ways to go yet. We want to clear that. Ooh, I think, that's close, but I think we're going to be okay. I think we'll be okay. And that was applied. Okay, the other thing I want to check is going to be that. Oh yeah, look, he's got it all. Orange dots all the way down to here, which we're not going to put it down here because that'll foul the, unless we do the pull it out first and then put the next one in. But I want to have this gap here so that when I come back out with more cars for the Navy, that I can put like 4, push 4 back in here and then pull these out. That way. Okay, but we're good. Alright. So let's go back and brakes are set. We'll close that. Gotta push back just a little bit because we're bound up on the coupler. There we go. And away we go. Too much. Too much. No. And reverse. Whoa, too fast. Let traffic go. Alright, give me just a minute here. My daughter's messaging me, and I think she meant to message somebody else. Let me see. Or did she try to call me? No, dude from work tried to call me, and it's like, dude, leave me alone. She might be off work again. Alright. I'll have to give that to... That's good. I told my daughter is kind of like the de facto niece to Farmer Lord, and I did let her know that he thinks he might have an issue with cancer, and she just had a really nice response, which I need to call. I'll have to call him later and pass that on. Alright, let's run back up to the train up here. We're good. Yep, we're good to go here. Those are delivered and tied down. That's the first stop, ladies and gentlemen. On to the next. So next one shouldn't be that far away. That will be the west end. The tankers will stay with us, but we'll have to split the train. And the coal cars will stay with us as well too. But we're going to have to split the train at the coal cars to put these borax in, and there's 2 locations for them in the west end, and there's 2 locations for potash open hoppers. So that's going to be a huge chunk of the train, and then the majority will go out, and we'll get those placed in Trona. Which my plan on that is we're going to pull through the plant, go around the loop yard, and then back out again in order to push the cars back into where they need to go. Sorry. Always message my daughter. No matter what I'm doing, I have time for my daughter. I had a boss at one time tell me, hey, you need to get off your phone. No. My daughter, my son message me. I always have time for them, no matter what I'm doing. But you're at work. Don't come between me and my family. And he just backed up at that point. Do not come between me and my family. Alright, right at, I don't even use the name brakes here because of the grade. Little much, I should use some brakes there. Little much, but we're good. It works. Alright, this is going to be a little bit here. We're going to go ahead and connect. Go partial. Set brakes. And watching the main reservoir come down because the brake, CFM flow into the brake pipe Brake pipe has got to come up to 90. Everything's got to come up. So yeah, it's going to be a while here. But we are going to go into neutral. We're going to notch it up to 3, and we'll see if that actually works. Oh, look at CFM dropping way down. Very nice. All right, in that case, I'm going to go open. Okay, waiting for the main reservoir to come up. I want it to come up a little bit more because when I release the brakes, it's going to dump a bunch of air, and I don't want it to thing. Yeah, it looks like the dock handles 2 cars, but I did the orange. If I did it by the dock, you're right. I should have had 2 cars on each side, and that's when I set this up. That's why I went with 4 boxcars, Bob. But then the whole industry, and which I didn't manipulate that industry, that particular one can handle, like you said, the entire thing right up to the switch. So, okay, I'll put 4 on one side, 4 on the other. And I just figured the Navy's coming with forklifts. Forklifts, load a pallet jack into the car, unload whatever explosives they're trying to unload. How many missiles you can carry on a forklift? I don't know. All right. So here we go again. Oops, not F11. Here we go. There we go. Control F11. Moving forward. Going off the brakes. Come off the emergency. Not the emergency, the parking brakes. Letting gravity take it. Not even notching up. We're going to see what. Just let gravity start pushing us down this hill. Might be, we're at 1.6, so we might have to give it a little something here. Give it 1 notch. Cool. Alright, next stop, West End Facility. That'll be a fun one. Captain Ron, how you doing? Yeah, there you go. Forgot about forklifts. Yep, we got forklifts. You know, it's the military. You just throw personnel at it. So, and it's out here in the middle of nowhere. Who knows how many aliens they have helping them out? You know, they use their mind rays, and now I'm getting stupid. Back to 1% grade. Very nice Navy to like level that area out back there. Alright, wait, hang on. There's the pinnacles, and if you look closely, you might see Lady Gaga out there filming her video. Not my style of music. That's all I'm going to say, just not my style of music. So, all right. So let me tab out here real quick. Look at the map. So there's the Navy siding. So the next thing we're going to see will be on our right will be the Oxy Yard. We've got, that's like a little overflow yard, and right after the Oxy Yard, we crossed over Randsburg Wash Road. That was right there at the Navy siding. So the next road we cross over, it'll be Pinnacle Road. Oxy Yard will be before that, and then we got like there's a couple of 300-foot tracks right there with like a house. That might be like a little place to park your engines or something. And then right after that is the actual West End facility, which we're going to work. And then after that, we pull right on into the actual main facility itself. So let's go ahead and keep an eye out for those things. Come off of dynamics a little bit since we're under a 1%. I want to try to keep it up around 20. Passing the Pinnacles, heading in. Like I said, we should be seeing Oxy Yard over here shortly. Then Pinnacles Road, and then the West End facility will be on the left hand side. Then we'll push some cars into there. The idea is we're going to get rid of all these trains, get rid of all these cars that we have, one location or another, proper locations, of course, and then we will take these locomotives, and we got to put them into, look at the little dip right there. You can see it down, back up again. Put them into the engine yard. We're on a 0.05, and I'm going to come off the dynamics. It's coming back up again. I think that's that dip. But if we're leveling now, I'm gonna have to use some power here. So you can see as we're coming down the valley, it's pretty steep. It's pretty steep descent down into the valley. So it just means that, when you come back out, about 1.5. Yeah, this is that little dip. I'm going to keep an eye on it though. pretty good keeping it right at 25 miles an hour. Actually, I'm just assuming. Let's see. Yeah, track speed still 25. Colors look good too. Whoops. I mean, light green. Sorry, light green. No issues on the brakes. That's the bottom line. So I haven't even been using brakes. I've just been using dynamics the entire time. Just on this deep descent, just feathering the dynamics. Come on, Oxy, where are you? Which we should be able to start seeing here pretty shortly. I think I have a feeling the next bend that goes to the left, we're going to start seeing the plants come into view. Okay. Yeah, another friend of mine's going into the hospital. I think I started something. Wow, right back up to 1.3% downhill grade. And that's at the end. That's here at the locomotive. So the cars behind me haven't gotten there yet. They're going to start pushing again. Pushy cars, man, been pushing me down this valley. Yeah, they're starting to push now. Now, for anybody that lives out here, I know my hat's off to you. I don't know. I know my grandmother, God rest her soul. I mean, she loved the desert. Where I think I mentioned that she lived in Morongo Valley, and for the longest time, her house was the only house in that valley. She loved it out there, and it was just amazing. I mean, she wouldn't leave. When she was getting up in years, you can't be out by yourself. You need to go somewhere. Nope, I'm not leaving the desert. I love the desert. And her thing was to hike and find onyx. And she used to make jewelry. Used to actually, she even got me into rock tumbling and all that kind of stuff, because she used to make jewelry with it. But I would go visit her, but man, I was always so bored, and there was nothing to look at, in my opinion, as a little kid, as a hyperactive little punk, chasing roadrunners, catching squirrels with have a heart trap and letting them go. That was the pastime. I'd catch them at night and let them go in the morning. But that was about it. A long straightaway and nothing. Approaching medium double yellow signal, UP 7720. It was the town of Darwin out here is where they filmed Tremors, because it just had what else was there? Was a movie. It wasn't Tremors. I'm trying to remember. I was reading on it. It was kind of an interesting little story that I forgot what movie they were being filmed, and the director of the movie came across this little town of Darwin, and he's like, this is it, and they gave him the inspiration for something that became, he was filming a B movie, I think I remember, and basically low budget, and he got the idea for this movie by looking at the town of Darwin, and then they ended up filming, I don't think it was Tremors, I can't remember which one it was, but it turned out to be a blockbuster. I hope you guys didn't hear crunching, but if you did, I apologize. That was just me enjoying grab some almonds here. Haven't eaten at all today. Starting to feel it. I think everything's still behind us. Alright, don't go anywhere. I'm going to get some water. Guess I just walk over to the other side of the room and... little cube refrigerator and get some cold water out of there. So I wonder what they're going to do, or what the plans are. These railroad companies want to go, oh wow, kind of leveled out, 0.5%. Come off the dynamics a bit. But I wonder what they're going to do. They're trying to get down to where there's just one-man crews in these trains. I don't know. I think it's a bad idea. I have not even seen the Oxy Yard yet, but when we see the Oxy Yard on the right, then we know we're getting close. I'll use the counter. Just because I can. Alright. So, Oxy Yard, engine house. I'm going to call it the engine house. There's nothing on the, I think I'm going to call it the engine house. And then there's potash is on the one side, borax is in the other. Okay. Borax is closer to the main line, potash is away. This is the west end I'm looking at. So, alright, so I got an idea of what I need to do. Oh, we're almost flat level here. Giving it 2 notches. Three. Why am I letting the count down? Because I can. That's the only reason why. It's a long straight. I mean, I would do this if I was actually in the cab of a locomotive. I would play with stuff. It's a long, straight, nothing. I would, like, let me use the counter. Here, I'm going to blow the horn once. There. Hey, look, the horn still works. Okay, it didn't break. Do I have... I control L? No, I don't have a switch list. And that's only because I didn't tag the locomotive with the correct tag to match the industry, because then it would show you, you know, I have nothing to pick up, but I got all these different set outs. Alright, there's the Oxy Yard on our right. Right over here. And then we'll have the Pinnacles Road, I think is what it was. Yeah, Pinnacle Road. Right up in here. And I think the west end is just on the other side of this hill over here. I didn't mean to blow your ears out. Alright, somebody needs to clean these windows, please. My peeps can't see. So that was Pinnacle Road. In fact, I'm going to come off the notches here because we're going to have to slow down here in a minute. I'm just going to let the speed kind of bleed off on its own. Now we're starting to see, is that rock? Oh, that's rock, never mind. I thought that was the tops of the West End facility. And we're coming in. This is the West End's right here. It's coming in, coming up. You gotta lean over so you can kind of look, you know, that's how you do it. You lean over and hope your vision goes around the hill. Actually, I forgot that we're looking for the engine house over here. They'll be on the left-hand side, on this side. Did a good job coasting. Staying at about 20 miles an hour, just coasting. Not bad. Slight downhill grade. There she is. I hit that much on this tour. I think that was the second time. Alright, let's come off this. Go back into dynamics. I haven't kicked it. I just switched into dynamics, haven't kicked them on yet. Alright, so this is the little engine house right here. Track's going in, so we could actually put a couple of engines here and they can pull cars out and maybe stage them down at the Oxy Yard. Or if I have an extra overflow of cars that need to be filled with borax and potash, I can store them in the Oxy Yard, and these engines could actually work those. So, or it could be another industry. I mean, turn it into whatever you want. There's nothing there now. So let's think about R&A. They give you little areas where you can actually create something. You know, turn it into. I was thinking about, you know, maybe, hey, give a reason to bring some refrigerated cars in there. That's a little bar, and the beer is kept in the refrigerated car. I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas. Let's see. Start bringing this to a stop. Switch is way up there, but that's alright. I'll stop before the little culvert right there. A 10 pound set on the brakes, full dynamics, got a 0.5%, so we're gonna coast for a little bit here, but we should come to a stop right about now. Okay, full brakes, full independence. All right, let's step on out. So actually, if I do this, so SVMB and SVMP. So borax are on these two tracks. I think a storage track for any extra cars. Whoa. Ghost just opened the door. And then it comes all the way back here. And then we're going to have two tracks for potash back here. So, alright. So my first set of cars are for the borax. So we're going to put the borax cars, as many cars as we can fit in those two tracks. And there's the rest of the facility way off in the distance over there. SVM, SVMB. Okay. So if we go back to doing what I was going to do. B. And it doesn't do anything. Okay, never mind. So we'll go back, put it way back away. So we'll just do Y-TRN. And there we go. Right now. Okay, Searles Valley Mineral Borax. So I'm going to pull all the borax cars out. Like I said, I'm going to put as many as I possibly can. I think I can fill both those tracks up and still have some left over for, and I think I really probably only want to fill one, but I got so many cars here. Look at this, all the way back here. I could have brought this up farther. Dynamics, switch. Off the brakes. Bye. Yeah, I think I probably really should have pulled it up farther. I wasn't thinking. Lesson learned. I should have pulled up more. A little more work to do, not too bad. But to be more efficient, yeah, I should have pulled it up to where I was going to cut the cars more up here. So I have to go all that way back with some of these cars, go pick that up, and then pull it all the way up, and then push back into the potash area, drop cars there. A little uphill grade over there at the engine. I just thought of something. I didn't make a mistake. Alright. And then jump down. And I need to go into drone mode for a moment because I forgot to do something. They're not moving. Whoo! This could have been bad because that's a slight downhill grade right there. I put 4. There we go. Yeah, that could have been bad. It's not the first time I would have done that. I think I told the story one time when I first started playing this. I had a train come in the Barstow and I broke it because I was going to put half of it on one track and half it on another in the old yard. Yeah, I forgot to set the brakes, and the train was, by the time I found it, was halfway back to Needles. All right, we're gonna come in here this way, and I think that's what I want right there. Yeah. So we'll put the first cut down, this one over here, and then the second one. We're going to fill both of those. So come off of dynamics. See, you can even actually, if you want to drill down even more, you could set it so that the only place that will fill a car is right here. You know, if it'll let you drill down that far, you know, and just set it that way so you actually have to come in here and move cars. Come on. You can do it. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Set those 3. That one. Come on, push back a little bit. Just a little. There it is. Alright. Don't go too fast, you'll set your brakes on fire. Trying to pick which one I want to take. Still got a lot of cars. There's the locomotives up there, so. And it's going to be pretty much the same thing with the potash as well, too. We'll have a lot of cars still to work when we get to the main facility. But then the facilities will have, except for the acid and the coal, the main facilities will have a lot to do, and we'll have a lot to do afterwards. All right, let's go ahead and pull these forward. Actually, I had pressure on the coupler. Yeah, I did. So let's go in reverse. Come off the brakes a little bit. There it is. Okay, stop pushing. Bye. Then we're going to go down and hook it back up to the rest of the train, pull forward until we can shove the potash cars in. We gotta go down that way to get to the potash tracks back there. Keep going. Don't stop. You can do it. Half a car length. Keep going. Keep going. Alright. There we go. Yeah, next thing I know, next time I'll remember, wherever I'm going to break the train, I'll break it just before this little culvert area right here. Not all the way back there. So, looks like the Searles Valley Mineral Company is in business to start producing at least borax. They got their power units are already at the work here. That's what's on the head end of this. So once again, going back to the very first episode, what we've done is I cleared all this out. The pretense is the Searles Valley Mineral Company was owned by somebody else. They went out of business, returned all the cars back to Union Pacific, sold their power units, liquidated all their assets, and this stuff has been sitting here. A new company has bought it, retrofitted everything, and then they said, okay, now we're ready for cars to be delivered so we can start producing and filling those cars with potash and borax. They've ordered hydrochloric acid, and they've ordered coal, because that's what runs the plant, and they purchased these power units from Union Pacific, some old ones that the Union Pacific had. Trust me, they've got a ton laying around. I went by the Davis Yard on my last train trip, and there were so many units sitting there in their repair shop. SD45s, I think so, a couple of SD40s, SD45s, lots of road units. They have a lot. So they were able to purchase some power units. That's what they got. And now this is the very first delivery. So the Searles Valley Mineral Company is going into production. Good on them. All right, let's keep this up. I forgot we're on a 6% grade, or 0.6% grade here. So it is going backwards uphill to connect to the rest of the train. Then we'll go down the other side, and like I said, we'll do the same thing with the potash. And we have enough to fill. We just need more coal. We need more. So we got a lot of work to do yet, but not too much. We're in good shape. Alright, down to 4 miles an hour. Slow it down a little bit more. There we go. Nice touch. Alright. Connect. Go partial. Alright, notch up to 3 to let the compressors charge. Actually, I want to leave that up. So Alright, airflow is coming down. Alright, below 70, we're going to go to open. I need the main reservoir to come up a little bit before we continue. So, yeah, like I said, almost a 2% grade coming down into this valley. But most of these cars, except for the tankers and the coal cars, all these other cars are empty. Imagine dragging those up that 2% grade when these are full. It's going to be fun. All right. All right, sir. When you're ready. Oops. The brakes. Come off the handbrakes. So you can see right here, SVMP, that's potash. So these are going to get shoved all the way to the back part of that plant. And just like the borax, I probably have enough. I definitely have enough to fill both those tracks and have some left over for the main plant. Good long train. It gives you kind of a reference point of how long the train was, because the coal cars were stuck where I cut the cars right here, and now this I'm at the tail end riding it, and we're just coming up to that point. Long train. And this is actually where running this on a server would be nice. The Mateo server, which I haven't been on in about a month or so, but I need to go back there. They have somebody already that works the Trona facility. That's like his thing. I'm probably pretty sure that it'd be okay to go in there and help them, but then you would have, they've got a job board. They use Discord, and they've created a job board system in Discord. So you go there and you pick the job that you want to do, but you want to follow the directions to the letter. And they just came out with a memo, and I get that. There's a reason the dispatchers create trains in the way that they do, and it's very easy in Run 8 to create a train like I have here with 6 on the head end, but that's not unprototypical, because in one of the Railfan videos that I saw of the Trona Railway, that's exactly what they did. I mean, they had 6 units on the head end. That caused me to go look up the Trona, what they have on their roster, and what they have on their roster is exactly what I have on the head end of this train. Are 3 tunnel motors, SD40T-2s, and then 3 SD40-2s, and that's exactly what the Trona Railway has. Those are the 3 units they have. Everything else that they've ever had has been either retired, sold off, or scrapped. So this is what they're running with. The video that I attached to one of my streams shows you can go click on it and you can go actually do a little rail fanning on the Trona, and you'll see the units in action, and they're actually old SP units, just like what I have here. When you get Run 8, you can get Trona Railway with their red with white stripes, look real fancy. If they ever had that, I don't know. I haven't seen pictures of it. I'm not saying that they didn't, but I'm just saying that in the Railfan videos that I've seen, they've been old Southern Pacific units. Well, in Run 8, the old Southern Pacific units are patched Union Pacific units. That's why they have the yellow patch on it with the numbers, or with the red numbers. That's Union Pacific. Alright, what are we doing? +10. Let's go ahead and hit some brakes. I'll do a 10-pound reduction here. There we go. I'm a little, almost 11 pound. I jump off. Go full brakes here. Try to get this thing to stop. It is going uphill, so it shouldn't stop. Shouldn't take too much for it to stop. Alright, so now I need to run back while I'm waiting for it to stop. Whoa. Alright, flip that over, so it's going to go this way. Don't want it to go that's a dead end. No, no, no. Go down this way. I'm going to run down here and make sure everything is switched the way it should be. Alright, so both of these are dead end tracks. Good to know. Alright, so I'm going to come in far one first. So let's go ahead and ride that up. And it looks like it's an uphill grade. So that it will actually work to our benefit with the long train. You got to look at this. You got a good look at the train here. Locomotives are up there. That cut of the borax cars used to be about that long. So we'll reduce this down. So we'll have at least some borax being filled down at the main plant. We got coal cars from the main plant, and we have tankers for the main plant. So we're not going to have everything full. West end will be full. Main plant will not be full. But like I said, I've got three unit trains coming in. I may have to create a 4th one of these open gondolas, so we have a lot to do. And we'll go with that. Alright, let's go into reverse. I'm going to give it a couple actually, we're going to be going downhill. So, coming off the brakes. There, it's starting to push. I have to go to notch 2. There we go. Trying not to exceed 10 miles an hour. Actually, might just have to work Southern California for a while. Like I said, I'm thinking about the Barstow Yard being full. This looked uphill to me coming this way, but it says it's a downhill grade, so okay. Come on back. All right. To there. And then we're going to come up here. This one, that one, and that one. Yeah, okay. Close, open coupler, full. Okay. No, I'm gonna come off the brakes. Might help. There it goes. Wow. That was odd. I was on the right side. Yep, what am I doing? There we go. I've released the brakes. I'm just waiting for it to. It's because it's a long train. It takes a while for it to get back to here. Alright. Alright, same thing. Come on back down here. We'll fill this one up too. Oh, don't stop yet. You're not. You're not anywhere near being close to. Yeah, about near a car length. Alright, I'll let that go right there. List. Let's come down here. Stop. We're not going anywhere. Close that. Push back. Okay. Let's head to the main plant. Then I gotta figure out the route through the main plant, because I need to go in through the loop yard and then back out again so that I can push some of these cars into their proper locations. Let me take a look at something here. So if I come on down, go past the Borislav, Trona, there's the Y. Come on in up the ladder, past our car repair shop. Go over the potash loading. What was the last I just did? Potash loading. I'm going to drop the potash loading and then come back around and out, come back, drop the coal. No, I don't know. We'll have to see when we get out there. It's going to be a little, it might be an interesting thing. In fact, I've been on this for, what's the stream time here? Almost 3 hours. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull this train into, once we get it back on the tracks here, back onto the main fully, I'm going to pull into the yard and then I will stop there, and then I'll worry about setting up that particular industry. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, because 3 hour stream, long enough. But we'll get this in. I mean, at least the west end is done. So next episode we'll definitely be figuring out the main facility, plus trying to get another. Well, I'll probably do that off stream. Is like I said, is AI those three unit trains, coal, acid, and another nothing but covered hoppers into Mojave to get ready to bring out to Searles Yard. Still got a lot of train left, but now we can see there's your tank cars, borax, coal cars, potash. So we'll have a lot of switching to do in the other one, but I want to just get this train into the into the loop yard. not bad. Let's get a little more speed going here. Okay. Whoa. Get back here. There we go. Alright. So, West End facility is done. We got a small downhill grade right here, but we're going to get back up to 25. You can kind of see the other facility out over there. I actually should fly over there. I don't know if my switches are set right over there. So let's go over there real quick. So there's the Y. We're going to come in. We got to come in. Okay, this one's not right. We got to come in this way. Whoops. Keep coming in this way. Yeah, come straight in. I'd like. No, that's a dead end. All right. So we need to go. All right. This way. We keep going straight. Keep going straight. This is potash. So we can come in here. Potash is on the back end of the train. SFMP, we got, okay, so we can go in up to this switch here, which I want to go that way with it, because I need to come around this way, because that's coal unloading right there. So I need to come down into here. I don't think that's the right direction I want to go, but the way the train's set up right now, that's the way I'm going to go, because I'm going to come back out and I can drop, at least I can drop the potash in place before I pull into the loop yard. Okay. Where's my train? All the way out here. Let's go to a stop. Thank you. Oh, I had brakes on. I didn't realize I hit brakes. So if I do that, let me tab out here real quick, look at the map. Come in, drop potash there, continue on, come around back this way, and then I can drop coal and go that way. Come back all the way back out, and then I gotta push backwards. Interesting. Okay, well, we can at least drop the potash. I should have had that. Now I know this route. I should have actually put the acid in front of. But everything's going to come in as unit trains from this point on. This is just the beginning to get the industry into operation. After this, everything is going to come in as a unit train. There's going to be nothing but acid, nothing but coal, nothing but empty hoppers. Anything loaded will get put out into the Searles Yard. Trains will get built from there to go back out. And there's the little town of Trona. Oops, wrong one. 15 miles an hour, okay. Did I not set this? I did not set that right. Oh my goodness. And here I flew out here to make sure my switches were set right. and I missed one switch. This is the one that I forgot to hit. I wonder how many times in real life they've done that. Probably none, because they know their route. I blame Mojave. Mojave Iggleby. Okay. Actually, I'll blame a kid from Trona. He came over here and flipped the switch. Because they do that. I've seen those YouTube videos. They've done that. But if I'm not making a mistake, I'm not railroading. Oh, I didn't believe I just said that. Or giggle. What's wrong with me? Alright, here we go. Moving in. Hey, now we're doing it right. Okay, Potash is coming up, so just after I pass that switch, I will do the countdown timer because I want to try and see if I can get all those Potash cars that I have remaining in there. As I pass through that, I might as well drop them. I think that's the car repair facility right there. Right here. Okay. And there's the first dot. Start the countdown timer. Not bad. We went from 5,000 feet down to 2,000, or almost 2,500 feet, so 2,600 feet. I think this thing here, it says SVMP. This is the potash plant area, what they call it. I think it's called the Argyle plant. But those tracks that don't have anything, that'd be a place to store coal cars too, or these cars. Alright, coming all the way off the notch. Alright, so that was the last dot right there at the switch. Doesn't mean I have to be right on the switch. I'm watching that countdown timer right there. That's a left shift and then the multiplication, or the star key above the 9 key on the number keypad. Doing about 6 miles an hour. It's perfect speed to come to a quick stop, or relatively quick stop in railroading terms. About now 200 feet to go. 150. 100. One boxcar going into dynamics. Zero, we're off. Good. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, setting brakes, coming off dynamics. Let's jump back there and see what it looks like. Well, we're definitely well clear of that switch. And this car, look at it. Oh my goodness, this is going to be the most perfect stop I've ever done. There's the last dot right there. And that's where I stopped it, right? Almost would have been perfect. It was right in the middle of the truck. I would have been happy with that. But you know what? This car will be worked. Alright, we'll set some brakes. Now let's go up and see how many of these cars we can leave here. All of them. Nice. Okay. I probably could have pulled them up even more, but I'm just going to leave them right where they're at. I'm not gonna sweat that. That's perfect. Okay. I'll go with that. We're going to close this, open the coupler, and now we're going to go pull forward. I mean, I guess I probably could have realistically pulled it up farther, up closer to that switch. I don't care. I'm going to leave it right there. I'm good. All right. I don't think I can drop the coal cars yet. I gotta figure this one out. Because if I drop the coal, I'm gonna block all exit out. Well, no, actually that'll work. That'll put the engines on the other side. That's perfect. Actually, that will work. That will work. So I'm gonna come back around this way. That one. We're going to stay on the outside track. Run, run, run. Don't know this yard. Never been here. Never, ever have I been here. Probably could have just like did the drone thing, but hey, it's giving you guys a look at it. That's good. Okay, we're gonna come out. That's lined up for us, and then right in here is where we're going to drop the coal. This is coal unloading right here. So we'll pull that coal car up to this switch. But then you'll see what I'm saying, that between here and those cars, that kind of really blocks that yard. So there's a process that we have to pull the cars as they're worked out, so we can bring more cars in. Interesting. Okay, well, we got this. Ooh, deja vu. Personally, I think that's kind of a bad track design. Because, I mean, when you've got your coal blocking, there's another track, there is a bypass. But where the potash loading is, it's still, even with that bypass, you can't get around it. You can get past the coal unloading, but you can't get past the potash unloading, or potash loading. So, interesting. So it seems like the process then is pull the cars that are worked out, stage them. You got the Searles Yard. You can stage your outbound cars there, and then you pull all your outbounds, put them right there where you need it, and then you drag everything out to the Searles Valley Yard. And with the staged road power for Union Pacific there, they would hook on and take it out of the Searles Valley to empty the Searles Valley, because Searles Valley doesn't have that much room. and bring it back to Mojave. At which point the Mojave then would turn around and grab the unit train that's in Mojave, bring it back to the Searles Yard, then bring it down to Trona, and then the Trona switchers would work it, let it all get all loaded up, and then reverse the process. Because if you're going to stage cars in the loop yard, you could do that. You can pull them into the loop yard, put them in the Borislava yard. Loop yard would probably hold more. So, anyway, interesting logistics out in there. Interesting. I mean, if I didn't follow the directions that mentioned about how things work and the restrictions, because Trona Railway doesn't have track rights on Union Pacific track, and vice versa, Union Pacific doesn't have track rights out here. The easiest thing to do would just bring the unit trains all the way out here, and then let these units do all the switching. But if we follow how it actually is prototypically, it doesn't work that way. Alright, so we got the coal cars are on the end of this thing. Alright, so just on the other side of the switch, I'm going to start the countdown timer again. Right about now. $800 feet to go. Should have pulled those cars up for it. That's alright. I'm going to do that with these coal cars though. I'll pull them up. $140 feet to go. Pit. We're there. all the way down here. We're definitely in. Oh yeah, we're well within. Alright, coal unloading. See, I would actually maybe change this to SVMC for coal specifically. And then SVMA for the acid. Something to think about. Close that. Open the coupler. Yeah. Alright, let me go take a look and see. Because I know I gotta come all the way out of this area. Let's go drone mode. So if I do this, turns on, so Argus, not that was Argyle, but this is the Argus facility that we just went through and came, and then we're on our way back out of. And then over here is the Trona facility, and this is where we need to put our borax cars. And then just like the other plant, we got 2 dead-end tracks there. So we're basically made a big loop. We're facing in the right direction, but we essentially got to come back out, work our way back out onto the main line, and then push back into here. And then I'm looking for oh, here's the acid spur here. So I've got the borax, let me see, car repair shops there. This track here comes down into the acid spur, so I may leave the borax cars there for right now, or actually what I'll do is I'll pull them up and then I'll back down, and if I think I got the room to put them on this track, or at least pull up and leave them here. One of those two. So that I can push the acid cars back, and then I will, that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so let me check my switches here. Oops, get on the ground. That's good. These all look good. Pushing straight back. And then just keep right on coming down here. That switch looks good. And then we just park them over the pit. And this is where we're going to drop the acid cars. That's why I was saying I think it would have been more efficient if I had stuck them right in front of the coal, but that's okay. We're good. Alright, so with that being said, I need to keep pulling forward until, because we're coming down this track here, so I need to come forward until the borax cars are right about here. Okay, so